So my question is, who needs a personal brand? What do you think? Everyone. What else?
A personal brand, you mean like someone's name? Or just any brand?
A personal brand. What do you, when you think about a personal brand, what does it come to your mind?
Someone's, like when I think personal brand, I think of a person whose company is based on their brand or their personality or whatever.
Okay. So would you use like an influencer?
As opposed to like a corporate brand.
Okay.
Yeah, like an influencer.
An influencer, you would say. Okay. So yeah, we had answers like everyone, an influencer. What else?
Even employees, because if you're fired, that's the only thing that you keep.
Exactly. And especially thinking about the trend where we are getting more and more involved, or the lifestyle that we want to maybe like get to know better remote workers. Like, what do we know about them? Well, actually, most of the time they work from a different place where they base are, right? So the only connection between the company or the mother company and the remote workers will be an online platform, right? They're gonna get to know you, how they're gonna reach you, how you're gonna find out information about the company. Everything will happen online. Well, I have to agree with Jan in this point. Actually, you already have a personal brand, right? So we all have a brand out there. The question is, how much influence do we have on that, okay? Or how much control, let's say it like that, okay? Because as you have a profile on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram, you actually share information about yourself. So the question is, do you share the information that you want to share, or do you know what kind of information do you share? Have you ever checked, for example, what shows up if you type your name in Google?
Yeah, of course.
Yep. Did you find interesting things, or did it match with the thing that you would like to show up for?
More or less.
Yep. Do you have like a common name, like other people? Like, do you have a lot of person with your name in your country? That can be also a challenge.
No.
No? Okay, you have really unique names. Good. And you already checked what shows up on Google when you type your name. Again, here is one of the questions that I mentioned before. Did you check how the people see your Facebook profile when they are not connected to you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you know how to check it? You checked it? Okay. Do you usually control that information? I mean, do you decide, okay, I will share a holiday post with my friends. Okay, I only want to share it with my friends and not with the people who don't know me.
Yes, of course.
Yes, no?
No.
No. But do you know how to do that?
I don't think so.
So, because I think these are small things again, but it's good at least to have from time to time a look on that, right? So that would be my profile for the people, well, actually who already know me. But yeah, it's easy to check where, like when the people don't know me, that's gonna be like view as, right? And then I can see how an unknown person see my profile. Actually, I decide after every single, like automatically my posts are set up to be shared only with my friends, right? But when a camp is coming up, for example, like this one, and I know that I'm gonna participate, and I know that also like other people might check my profile because my name is out there, then for example, I want to share all the information that's connected to the camp also with the people who are not connected with me at the moment, right? So, I think our internet connection, it's a bit slow, but working on that. So this is how you can check what is shared, right? But you all mentioned that you know that. But then let's go back to your profile and let's check where you can decide if you want to share the information with like everyone, or just those who are your connections, or even specific ones who are, for example, in special friend circles. And that's the internet. Let's see. Should
I think both office works.
both office is the best. Okay, let's jump on that. And working on that. In the meantime, okay. So here would be a normal post, right? Which actually I just shared from another page. And here is the setup. If you see, okay, that's a globe there. That means that it's shared worldwide with everyone, right? Here I can select, okay, I just want to share it with my friends, or I want to share it with friends, but except some person. Okay? With every single post, you can decide this, but of course, in the basic settings, you can say, okay, like in general, I want to share all my posts with my friends. That's how I have it, for example. Good. But as you know, probably you have profiles and you have pages on Facebook, right? Okay, so that's two different things, and we're gonna get into there a little bit later, but for just to see how it looks, this is a profile, not a page, right? So I also have my page, and pages actually give you a lot of extra information that the profile will never give you, right? Insights, for example. For free, you get a lot of information about the people who follow you, about the people who interact with you. Okay, so this is the difference. When you have a page, then already shows up the insight section, the inbox, like they can send you messages. And here, of course, the biggest difference will be that you don't have to accept their friendships, right? They just decide to follow you, and it's not like a two-way communication. You don't have to accept that friendship request. So yeah, when you will have a brand, it's always recommended to also have it as a profile. And now we're gonna check why, okay, how businesses work, how we can benefit of a business profile, okay? So, main things. First of all, you can get loyalty, you can get recognition, right? If you work on that brand continuously. If you have your logo, does any of you have a logo?
No.
Yes, no, yes, okay. Well, I know that some of you are at the really beginning of like deciding about the brand, about where to go. Some of you work as a freelancer, right? Some of you have your own personal brand or your company actually, right? Which does not use your name, for example, Wolf House, but you take care of the brand, yes. Right? Okay, so today we're gonna talk about these profiles, like trying to understand all of them, because why? Actually, the users, right? The users on social media, they all use it for the same reason. Not to buy products, but to get informed, right? Or to have fun, or just spend some time there. So actually brands doesn't depend on the size or on the market, on the area. They actually have to understand this, okay? Why your users, why your audience is there. And that's gonna be the topic. But yeah, so how can we use and benefit of social media and being on social media? So building loyalty, we can drive more traffic to our websites or to the platform where actually we share our product, our services. Then we can increase conversion rates. Do you know what is a conversion rate? Not getting into. Definitely we can decrease marketing costs. It's one of the cheapest options. Also, like you have free options to market yourself, but definitely also Facebook or social media advertising, it's cheaper than other types of advertising. You can help search engine optimization, right? SEO. Do you actually check your SEO for the websites? Do you take care of it? Yes. Did you talk about this in the first days or not really? Yeah, all type of content that you share will actually help you a little bit to make your SEO a little bit stronger. But I don't want to get into details here. That would be a special topic. You can get a richer customer experience with all the different options that are out there, just like thinking about the Wolf House as a brand now. So now you have the option not only to like share a picture or share a video, but you have the option, for example, for live videos, for the 360 pictures and videos, which are actually getting more and more fame. And that's going to be probably more like Tommaso's topic, right? The different content and how to create that. And actually, that's what I highlighted. Gain insight. That's what is impossible if you have only a personal brand, like a personal profile. You cannot get insight. Who is interacting with you when they are online. But Facebook gives you all of this information for free, and we can check that later if you have already existing profiles, a little bit of your insight, okay? What's going on, how your followers react to your posts. And not to forget, you can check the competition. Okay, that's a really good technique also to learn, also to analyze. Okay, who else is out there? What do they do? What do they do good? What can I learn from them? Well, what can I copy, let's say, and implement to my strategy and use it? Okay, but yeah, this is just a quick overview. And now we're going to get into details a bit more. So just talking about the numbers, yeah, we know the population out there, we are a lot. And I think here, at least here in Europe or in the States, we have the feeling that actually everyone is on the internet and everyone is using it, everyone is sharing it. But yeah, I would like to remind you that actually the number of the internet users out there, it's just half of the population. And it is still growing, of course. The number of social media users out of that, it's really high. So almost everyone who has an internet connection, they also use social media, right? But this number will gonna grow. Why? Because the number of internet users will grow. What does it mean for us? It means that it's gonna be even more and more difficult to shine out, right? Because it's already a lot of noise, it's already a lot of information. So that's why we have to know how to use social media, right? How to communicate there in order to shine a little bit in that wave of information, wave of distractions on the social media. So let's check a little bit from the user side, okay? You as everyday person, how do you use social media? Why do you use it? Why are you on Facebook? Why are you on Instagram? Why are you on LinkedIn? What is the main reason? To connect with people, really good. What else?
To share updates about yourself.
Mm-hmm. You share information about yourself. Really good. What else?
I use Instagram to getting news in modeling and also to see some beautiful pictures of nature.
Mm-hmm. So here we are talking about two things. Getting information, right? Being updated about news, and also about like just having fun, enjoying, right?
Yeah.
Relaxing.
And looking a lot of photography, so I can use it in my own work, to get experience, like inspiration, etc.
Also learning, that's right. So that's also the way. These are how platforms change since they started. Let's think just about YouTube. At the beginning, they were more like fun and entertaining. Now, if you check YouTube, that's also like about learning, right? There are a lot of tutorials. For example, if I have to, set up something on my laptop and I don't know where to start, the easiest way to check a tutorial on YouTube, right? So yeah, the ways how we are using social media is changing, but yeah, definitely these are the main reasons, okay? So actually we want to connect with friends. We also want to make new friendships. How is that possible on social media?
messaging people?
Mostly based on interest. Probably you realized that it's getting more and more focused, especially in Instagram, right? Using the hashtags, you can easily find people who have the same interest as you, traveling or photography, hiking. So it's getting easier and easier to find a people with the same interest that you have. Not even talking about Facebook groups, right? You not just have like digital nomads worldwide, but you have female digital nomads, solo traveler females. So it helps us to connect with people that actually we don't know, but we know that we have the same interest. Okay, so yeah, actually we're gonna make new friendships, we're gonna connect with our old friends, we want to socialize or share updates, as you mentioned, really good. We want to get information, okay? Also, we want to talk, okay, what's the neighbor is doing, what the competition is doing, why is it better for them than for us? But yeah, in general, learning as well, right? Okay, what's happening out there? What are the new trends? Because actually, it's the fastest way to get information, right? Like if something happening, unfortunately, like even if I like bad things happening, I think the easiest way, let's take about a terrorist attack or like natural disaster, the fastest way to get information gonna be social media. Of course, not always clear, we know that, but yeah, people in just 1 second can share their opinion, their update, what's happening there. So yeah, we are also using it as a news source, and we love to debate about topics, right? Let's just think about political stuff. Yeah, people love to share their opinion. They want to fight for their opinion. If they want to change, they're gonna be loud about that. But what brands have to understand about this, again, when I'm talking about brands, I'm talking about small size, big size, doesn't matter. The brands have to understand that this is the main reason why people come to social media, right? Not to buy your product. So what you have to do to fulfill those needs, okay? And let's think how brands can fulfill those needs. For example, making new friends, right? If you know that, let's say you are a yoga teacher, right? This is your hobby, you are connected with a lot of people who also love yoga, and you find your special niche. Because of course it's more difficult if you have like a really wide topic, okay, yoga out there in the world, there are like millions of yoga lovers, but if you find something special, so yoga lovers who actually like changing their location every 2 months, and how can they stay updated, how can they still practice their hobby, that's a specific niche, right? So is this your brand, or this is where you're focusing? Of course you can help people who have the same interest to connect, right? Because you will give them the platform to collect. Actually, it's gonna be your blog, it's gonna be your group, it's gonna be your page, where people will find similar people with similar interests, similar problems, similar challenges. So actually, they will appreciate you, that you give them the opportunity to find, peers, to find people who are in the same shoes, let's say. The same, socializing, updating, sharing information, and receiving and giving information. Again, that's why we say that on social media there is like a rule, like 80% of your updates should be more about useful information, okay? Not about like actually selling your product, but about helping the people out there to understand, okay? To understand their situation, to understand their problem, how can they change that problem, okay? So if you help them to understand where they are, or why are they there, or how can they change from that point, then of course you can get to the level of selling your product or your service. But first they have to understand the situation. So again, sharing information, 80-20%, that's what I recommend. 80 useful information, 20 can be about actually promotion and sales. And debating, yeah, here feel free to ask them to tell the opinion, right? Feel free to ask what are their struggles. If you want to come up, for example, with a new digital product, feel free what they prefer. Why? because actually they are happy to share their opinion, or they are so keen to find a solution for their problem that they will ask for you. Okay, for example, let's just think about taxation and the remote workers. I think it's an actual topic, right? Like, we are always in different countries, what are the legislative stuff? So actually, you are so keen to find a solution that if you see that someone is asking about that, you will share your problem, right? So, again, talking about small, big brands, this is the main thing, okay? When you create your social media strategy, when you create your content, you have to think about these elements first. Good. And then, yeah, let's get to the question. Do you think that social media can influence our decision?
Yes.
How?
Well, you see, like, if lots of friends share a certain story, or you get like surround yourself with the information, like going into a certain direction, it will certainly influence you again.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like the new way to actually advertise something, because it's about trust and word of mouth. So like if you see someone you follow, whether it's a friend or an influencer, and they're using a product, you're more likely, I think, than seeing a regular advertisement, because you trust that they are telling you the truth about it.
Very good. We're going to come back to this social proof a little bit later, but yeah, I absolutely agree. And yeah, when I'm talking about influencing decision or even manipulating decision, okay, I'm talking about small steps. Okay, that's what we have to understand in like a relationship with our followers, with our clients, or in general social media. So don't expect to change their view from one day to another, or don't expect to sell a product from one day to another. But this change or this influence is more like small steps that you can take every day, right? And this is what I'm saying. Like, probably, yes, you did listen to a song just because one of your friends share it. You did check out an event because, yeah, you saw that there are lots of people going to that event, right? And yeah, maybe you did even buy something like a watch or whatever that it showed up on social media, right? So when I was talking about the 80% of like useful content, this is what I meant. So when by useful content, try to educate that person, okay? Why is your lifestyle, why is the product that you offer actually helping them or making their lives better? Here is a really interesting case study that I find an article about. Do you recognize that picture? Yeah, I don't know if you can, yeah, Norway, I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so I would like to show you the article. Because the name of the article was How Instagram is Changing Travel. And what they say here, and I think the numbers are the ones actually like catch our attention. And this is the part, okay, what is really important. So what happened between 2009 and 2014, okay, we are talking about 5 years, visitors of Trolltunga, which is this place, right, in Norway, increased from 500 to 40,000, okay, from 500 to 40,000 in just 5 years. And yeah, that highlight that many consider a wave of social media influence. Okay, why? Because as you mentioned, like a famous person or a big Instagrammer took a picture there, and then yeah, we realized, wow. And then more and more people started to take pictures there, and then we were also like, yeah, I also want a picture there, right? This is how influence marketing is working. But what this article actually highlights, okay, be careful how you present that information. Why? Because nobody is telling you that, okay, this perfect picture actually involves also like 2 or 3 hours waiting in a line, because there are like hundreds of people here, right, waiting to take that perfect picture. And I think it's happening a lot of times, right, in our online communication, that we just present the perfect picture. And what is the problem with this? Of course, you can get easily a lot of likes and a lot of followers and maybe even a lot of income for that moment, but the people will be disappointed as soon as they get to the point, right? Because this is not what they expected. Like, this is what they expected, but not the 200 people waiting in the line. And what the article says, and what I agree with, is that, yeah, it's absolutely good to also present the perfect moment, but yeah, just don't forget the story behind, okay? So try to present the reality, because that will help also to your brand to actually get the customers, get the followers that will appreciate your story, the whole story, right? So, and that's what actually now the new techniques, the 360 videos, the live videos actually make it even easier. So you don't just catch the right moment, but you actually give them the opportunity to step in that place, to feel that place. Okay, do we have any question here or until now? No. Okay. To this, yeah, the similar story, I think, yeah, this is in Greece. At least I can realize that in the last 3 years, I see more pictures at this location than ever before. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about personal brand and how can you use social media for your personal brand. Some tips and techniques. First of all, groups. Probably you are members already of a lot of groups. But yeah, that's the case. Groups are growing fast, but I think, again, it's getting really difficult to find useful information, to find the help that you are looking for. Why? Because what I realized in the groups, a lot of people are talking and nobody's listening. Do you have the same feeling? No.
Big ones, yes.
Yeah, especially the big ones. But yeah, that's what's happening. Like, a lot of things shared, or also like this perfect post, like, okay, let's connect, let's get to know each other. And then you have like 58 comment below where everyone shares actually their Instagram link, but nobody takes like the time to check and actually follow some of them. So, you know, the idea was actually really good. Okay, let's connect. If you are also interested in yoga and you are changing your location, it's the best way to that we can connect and we can share information. But yeah, that's what's happening. Everyone is just talking, and nobody's listening. So yeah, if you want to do like a better job out there with your brand, I really recommend to start also listening, to check the people who do comments there, who ask questions, and try to help them. Because of course, in that way, actually, the people will see your knowledge, your expertise. They will see that you are actually open to collaborate. And yes, they will check also your profile. And that's the part where we are talking about, okay, do you have the right information at your profile? Do you actually show who you are? Do you actually tell the people how can they connect with you and why should they connect with you? So you don't get any other messages, but the ones that you actually, they are also useful for you. Another thing, which is like also like a lot of times mentioned, you should join the groups where your audience is, okay? Because the groups where like are focused on the expertise of your market, actually only your competitors will be there. So you have to check, who are you talking to, okay? Who are the people who will need your product, who will need your service, and you have to be in that group as well, okay? And there especially you have to listen, you have to interact, and yeah, you can share, of course, your product if it's actually like something that fits to the question, but not just like promotion. They don't, like the group admins, they don't really appreciate if you just start promoting yourself without any background information, any need. Then, another important thing is that the consistency, right? Continuous communication and giving them like the same image over and over again. This is probably really difficult. First of all, you have to have it clear, okay? What is your expertise? Where do you want to be known, and for what do you want to be known for? But yeah, as soon as this is clear for you, then you should make it clear also for your audience. So use your bios, use your messages focused on these topics, on these expertise. Then monitor your name. This is what we mentioned at the really beginning, okay? Check from time to time what is out there on Google about name. Also check your name in connection with the expertise that you want to be known for. Do you show up for that? And yeah, I recommend to do this audit, okay, in general, at least every 6 months. Then, engaging. Yes, we already talked about that, how to be in group, how to engage with them, and how to help them, provide them useful information. And again, what I mentioned, influencers. Okay, you have to know who are your influencers. How can you find out who are your influencers in the market? Google it, really good.
From your groups, see who the popular people are.
Exactly, you will see the names who are always showing up again and again. Hashtags again can help you to check the competitors, the influencers on the market. And you should have actually like a unique, catchy headline, an introduction about yourself, and that's gonna be more the topic that we will cover tomorrow during my workshop activity, okay? I call the workshop the elevator talk because that's where we're gonna focus, okay? Like a really short way to present yourself, to sell yourself, but that's gonna be tomorrow, okay? But anyway, I think you already know, yes, your small bios in Instagram, in Twitter, in Facebook, they can help you actually to get more attention and the people understand you better. Okay, so brand communities, are you an admin of any of Facebook groups or? Yes?
I have been.
You have been?
Yeah.
Okay. The others not. Okay. So this is more for like the admins of the Facebook group. How should you take care of them? Of course, you always have to provide assistance, and a really good way to check, okay, who are the active members there, who are the influencers. Just going back also to like the high school years, there is always a person who louder than the others and will influence the others, right, between that group. So find out who are those loud persons in the followers base or in the group where are, and yes, try to have a good connection with them, because once you convince those person, you can convince easier or easily also the rest of the audience. What to share? That's the question, right? What should we share on social media? What are the people there? And yes, they actually they have a power there, right? Nowadays it's as I mentioned at the very beginning, it's so easy just to share your opinion in 1 second with all the people out there. It doesn't matter if they're in New Zealand, in Bali, or actually in Hungary. I just share my post and everyone can reach it. It doesn't mean that it's reached by everyone in that moment, because of course there will be other factors, but it is out there, right? And that also includes negative comments, right? That's probably one of the scariest point of social media managers, influencers. What are negative comments? How to face them? How to react to them? Well, negative comments will happen. Why? Because we are human beings, we make mistakes, or we have misunderstandings, and the people love to complain, right? When the people are not satisfied with something, they will be more open to share their opinion than when they are actually satisfied, right? Do we agree with this? So yeah, and negative information, it's shared actually so fast and so quickly. So how brands should take care of them? What should we do if there is a negative comment about our brand? First of all, I always recommend to check it, right? To check the source of it and check actually the situation. So first question that you have to put is that, okay, is it the real information? Did this problem actually happen? Or is it a fake information or like a misunderstanding, okay? A lot of times might happen, that was a misunderstanding. For example, people come to the Wolf House and they imagine that actually food is involved in the services, where we never mentioned that food will be involved in the Wolf House services. Right? Did it happen to you?
That actually happened, I think.
Okay, so this is a lot of time the case. And that you can see is that actually it's not a real situation from our point of view, from their point, it's a misunderstanding. Okay? So what you can do, actually, make it clear for the people that they understand. Okay, we are sorry for the misunderstanding, but actually it was never promised to have meals in there. So we can help you to order food, we can help you to get to the supermarket. We actually have a kitchenette where you can prepare your own food. So you make the people understand the situation, and of course you try to provide support, right? On the other case, when it's actually, the information is right, it's true, right? It also might happen that, you promise that they can take shower whenever they want, but that's a problem when they cannot take shower. So then you also have to make it clear, we are really sorry for the situation, we are actually working on fixing that situation, and until that we can offer you a shower in another apartment, right? So again, you make it clear that you are aware of the situation, you want to help them, and you care about them. Why should we do these steps? Actually, to stop the lavina of the bad news, right? Because if one person is complaining, there might be 3 or 2 other persons who actually were having the same thoughts, but they were like, okay, I'm not going to do anything. But when they see that actually like 5, 6, 7, 10% having the same feelings, they will be also more loud about their problem, right? So if you can stop that situation, that flow as early as possible, right, by clearing the information that actually it was a misunderstanding, or by offering a solution as soon as possible, then you will stop the others, right, who wanted to share the same bad opinion to do that. So that's why I always recommend, when you have a negative feedback, try to reply it open so everyone can see it. Of course, if there is like a really sensitive case, it might be, things that you don't want to share online, then you can just share a message. We are sorry about your experience. We sent you a private message about the solution. Okay? So still the people see that you care about them, you are working on the solution. Okay? That's a really, really important thing. I believe in social media communication, because yes, negative comments will come sometimes, and we have to handle them. Any question here?
What do you think of deleting some negative?
Of deleting? Well, if you know that it's actually like a fake profile and never happened, then it might be the case. But actually, for example, Google does not even allow. It happened to us. I was super surprised, and actually like surprised in a bad way, because Google said that you can report some of those comments if you think that they are not appropriate. And we are a language school. And we get like a 1-star rating with no information there, and with a name that was never our school participant, right? So actually it looked like a fake comment. So what I did, of course, first of all, I texted them, hello, we are sorry for the bad experience. As you did not share any other information, like why did you give us the bad comment, and if we don't know you, I will have to report to the Google. I reported to Google that this is the situation, and what they said is that actually you have the right to use any name, any other name than yours when you are giving ratings. Which, if we think about, like personal rights, I can say, okay, I accept it, but I do not agree with that. So I think, yes, if you are doing like giving a rating, a feedback, you should have your own name there. And yes, second of all, which I absolutely agree, that you can give a rating without any comment. because it's true. Also, you can give a 5-star rating without explaining why did you give a 5-star rating. So, okay, I accept that you can give a 1-star rating without explaining why do you give it. But yeah, the thing is that they did not accept that they have to delete that comment. Okay, so for example, it's not always possible to delete the comment. On Facebook, yes, but yeah, I would say the problem is not if you have some bad ratings, I'm not saying when we are talking about like the different ratio, when you have like a lot of bad ratings and just some new, then you really have to check why do the people have or give you bad ratings. But when you have like, let's say 15, 20 good ratings and just one bad, it's not gonna like ruin your reputation. It just shows that you are actually human, you are real, you face problems, but you are on the way to solve that, right? So I think that's not a problem. I would not delete it if it's like it was a real case. But yeah, if it's a fake name, a fake profile, yeah, we had those comments also, like I could change that. They're changing the name of the commenters from time to time. So if it was a fake profile, I would delete that. And yeah, just getting back here to negative comments and positive comments and feedbacks. A lot of times you have to ask for a positive feedback, right? Because actually people are so used to give a feedback when they are not satisfied, but you have to ask them. Also, when you had a service, like a client who were happy, yeah, you have to make it clear, yeah, we would really appreciate if you could share a short comment about our service. I have to do that after every single seminar because, yeah, it is still not that normal. But yeah, as we are working on building our image and we know how important are the feedback, that's how we started at the beginning, that we care about other people's opinion, it should be like the reality. Okay, so also the positive feedbacks and the negative feedbacks can be there. Good. Okay. And we are getting to the part, yeah, to the social proof that we started to talk at the really beginning. What is social proof? Why do we need that? And how can we have that? Yeah, if we just take the Wikipedia explanation, what do they say? That social proof is a psychological phenomenon where people assume that the action of others is an attempt to reflect correct behavior for a given situation, right? This is the simple way, or like the reality, what's a social proof. But what is a social proof on social media, or how can we use that? That's explained a little bit here. So the 6 types of social proof. First of all, the expert. Let's give an everyday situation. If you have some problems with your teeth, you want to get a special toothpaste for the problem, who you ask? The dentist, right? So the expert. We always care about the opinion of the expert. So of course, depending on the market where you are active, it's really good to have a share, comment, a mention from the expert of the market. Then celebrity. Of course, it's working more about the products and not really like services or some special products. Yeah, like an outfit, also a bag, a special watch, or a flight company even. So yeah, celebrities, why? We look up to them, we follow them, we want to be like them a little bit. So yeah, we will care also about their opinion. Of course, if you're a small brand, can it get like a celebrity mention? That's more difficult. But even if you start with like smaller celebrities, or let's call influencers of that market where you are, that's already a good start. Then the users. Most clear example would be TripAdvisor, right? And how good it is working. I mean, it is working. I'm not always sure 100% about the feedbacks there, but yeah, it is actually working. People share their opinion about restaurants, about hotels, about places that they visit. And yes, we believe, because we think, okay, they already experienced that. I want to know how did they feel there. Then another opinion is or another proof, it's the opinion of the crowd, right? And here an example could be if there is a festival and we can see that there are already 23,000 people showed their interest that they are going, right? You don't know any of them, but just a huge number will catch your attention. And the opinion of your friends. That's what Facebook and most of the social media platforms do really good. So talking about the same event, first they will show you the friends that are going, and like Elena and Anita and 22,000 other people are going to the same event. So actually catch your attention. Actually, some of your close connections are also interested in the same thing. And certificates, of course, the well-known certificates. For example, if you are a language course and you are accredited by a special center, that gives again a power, a proof. So again, turning this to your work as a social media marketer or as a brand owner is to use and to gain as many of these kind of proofs, different proofs as possible, right? So don't just focus on the user experience. It's really good to have them, and you should have them, you should share them, but try to think about also like an expert opinion, an influencer opinion, if it's possible to get like a special certificate on the market. Stop from time to time to check if you are still alive, still with me. No questions. Okay, do I talk really fast? Is it okay?
You're good.
Okay. Then, here I find a good article from Buffer. Who knows Buffer? Okay, Buffer is a scheduling tool that, well, they have the paid version and they have the free version. I think the free version now it's also really, really good because they give you a lot of flexibility. So you should check it. But I find a really good article from Buffer where they highlight different ways, actually some 18 different ways to use social proof in your marketing, but I just selected my favorite ones. So you can always collaborate with experts in different events, so that's the easy way. That's what we do also here. We have a big event here, Gran Canaria has another event, so why not to connect the two events? And like, as we know that our followers, they all share the same interests, so those who are going to the Nomad City might be interested in our market, vice versa. So yeah, collaborate. Then, show appreciation for mentions, right? If the people talk about you, say thank you. Say or show them that you care about them, because in that way you always like give them more power to do it again and again. Share milestones are working really, really good when you reach like 1,000 new clients, 3,000 followers. Again, numbers are really, really eye-catching and are really promising. So always, when you have a milestone, feel free to share it with your followers. Explore having brand ambassadors. Do you know any good examples of brand ambassadors?
Nike, like influencers or athletes or people, yeah.
Really good. Other examples that you know? Or what is a brand ambassador? How would you sell it?
A professional in one field that actually promotes products for a brand. For example, I don't know, a photographer that says in his videos, okay, now for my next upcoming job, I will use Canon gear because this and that reason. So you are.
Exactly. The only thing I believe that brand ambassadors also can work if they are not that known, okay? So not only with celebrities, but also with, like always like, let's say, normal people. For example, Wizz Air, a flight company, has this brand ambassador project now that from every single country, they have a special person who actually like promoting their services, they present their everyday life. So actually it makes the brand even more touchable, right? It's right here. We also have it in our country. I can talk to them.
So sorry, you're saying you think it does work well also with people who aren't big.
Exactly.
Celebrities.
Why? Because actually they will be like your hands in different parts, right? They will help you. Of course, the question is, how can you work, like can you collaborate with them? Will you gonna pay them, or you gonna offer them something else in vice versa? So that's the question. That depends definitely on your size, because sometimes, yeah, like if you are a huge brand, people will be happy to be your brand ambassador even if you just get some free products for that, right? If you are a smaller brand, probably you have to find another motivation. Why should they be your brand ambassador?
I've recently read an article about this influencers marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Brands are finding out it doesn't work actually. That it's been too hyped up and
Mm-hmm.
too founded on a bubble, and these influencers persuaded brands to pay them, but when they actually try to measure sales or conversions, there are not so many. What do you think about it?
I think there's might be like, depends first of all on the market. As I could realize, for example, yeah, on Instagram we also see like huge numbers, and I have to say some things is like no income behind that. Okay, so yeah, like I'm in contact also with like people who have like, let's say 30-something thousand followers, and I can see that, okay, that still does not mean sales, okay? But what I think, if you have a strong brand already, and if you always give useful content to your followers, they actually will care about your opinion. So definitely it will work on or depends on products and products. For example, a fashion brand and like an influencer, I think it's always easier than, let's say, like a more specialized digital service, okay? Because there you're not gonna rely so much on the influencer, you will rely actually on the benefits of the things. So yeah, definitely products are still easier, and let's say these trending or also like cheap products, I would say it's easier to be promoted by the influencers. But yeah, definitely you have to check. That's why it's a really good example. So don't just keep going on with the same influencer because they have like a huge numbers. That does not mean that you will have a benefit of that collaboration. Okay, so you always have to check, okay, behind those numbers, is there actually a real market? Because I think that might be the case. You know, like a lot of people, they have a huge follower base, but it's not really a specified follower base. So they just follow because of different factors and might not give you sales.
Or it's fake, they just bought the followers.
That also might be.
Yeah, I do think that in the long run, they probably be detrimental for your brand to use always the same influencers. Because if you are, for example, I don't know, a cookie family product brand, at some point maybe the influencer changes, you know, and becomes a super punk kind of style.
Yeah.
I think it still retains 100,000 followers, but it will be detrimental for your...
I do agree. So this is the thing that you always have to check. Always have to update, and yeah, definitely it's recommended to change from time to time. But I still believe that that there is a future in influencer marketing, but definitely you have to find the right person for that.
I think Kim Kardashian started this trend, no?
With
Kardashian.
what kind of brand, or what do you mean here?
I mean, she started promoting these like beauty products a few years ago. And it like started the whole trend. No? Many
Of like, yeah.
lipsticks or I don't know.
That's why I still believe that the easiest way where you're still working, yeah, like celebrities and those fashion products, they are the easiest way to sell it this way. Okay. Curate user-generated content. What does it mean? For example, if the people share a picture with your product or in your location, feel free to reshare it. That's what we also do here a lot of times in Tenerife, especially because we are talking about tourism as well. Whatever we sell it with the tourism. So yeah, when they are here and they are happy with the location, we also wants to share it. Okay. Testimonials and good ratings, that's what we mentioned together with the negative ones. Okay, feel free to ask for them. Also on LinkedIn, are you on LinkedIn? Yes, not. Feel free to ask for endorsements, for example, okay? Because that's also like still not something that comes automatically. So if you work together with someone, feel free to tell them, hey, I would really appreciate if you could give me some endorsement or ratings. Also on the profiles where you find your clients, for example, Fiverr or Upwork. I think it's also, because I'm not really a Fiverr person, but I think it's a must, right, to give feedback after your collaboration. So yeah, feel free to even highlight more how important it is for you, especially at the beginning when you have no ratings, can be a good change. Good, and now, okay. Now I would like to talk a little bit about the biggest platforms at the moment. And also in this picture, I would like to highlight their main power and also their worst side, okay? So, Facebook, believe it or not, but they are still growing, and they are still growing, yes?
But active user, what does it mean? But I think that at this point, there are more dead people than alive on Facebook.
Active users means monthly active users, okay? Monthly. You have daily active users, which of course the number would be a bit smaller, but we are talking here about monthly active users, okay? Definitely there is a huge difference between, well, the accounts that they have, definitely, like, if you're not talking about the monthly active users, but how many accounts were created on Facebook, I think the number would reach even 3 billion. Because we have a lot of fake profiles. We have profiles when the people just created a year ago just to have one, and they forget the password and they never want to go back to there, but they created another one. So here the numbers are the monthly active users, which actually does not mean that 100% real users, right? But it means that actually they are like close to the real number.
Yeah, because when people pass away, other people can like still actively use the profile. Think you can sign up someone that will continue your account at some point.
To take over your account, but here we talk about brands, or we talk about normal profiles, or like
a normal profile for sure. Brand, I have no idea actually.
Because I agree on the other way. Like brands, like I create a brand and it will go on even if I stop using the brand. Why? Because usually the brands have more admins and it can be continued by the other person. But my personal profile, I don't know why should someone use it or why would I benefit of that? Because maybe the other person, yes, but why would I benefit if someone else is using my profile after I don't want to use that?
I don't know, it's something for a memorial thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about when people pass away, like die,
okay.
and then someone from their family or friend kind of continues.
Takes over, yeah. We're having a huge digital graveyard as of now, like people dies, then family take the page open, the profile open, just to continue
keep the memories. But
That's so creepy.
yeah,
It is.
That's what I'm here for.
Also, I have to admit that I don't know how, but probably also because one of the family member can set up or something. But I already saw now in the last few months profiles when there it says remembering someone. That means, of course, that the person already passed away. So it's shared and like it still saved their profile and their own memories. But of course, nothing else will be shared on that profile. But I have to admit that I did not do any research on that. Like, how is that decided? Like, probably one of the person's closer contacts has to ask for it or something. But I'm not involved in that.
There are services now where you can put in all your information to tell it what to do in the event of your death.
Mm-hmm.
That way people know to shut down your profile.
Yeah.
But it's a big deal for some people who are concerned about like privacy or memories.
Definitely. I still believe that it's a really, like sensitive topic, because of course that's something that we are not prepared or don't even want to be prepared probably. So that's why we don't really touch that topic. But yeah, I think even if there are some profiles on like going on, again, I'm talking here about the active users, monthly users. That means that, somebody signs in that profile and do some activities at least once a month. Okay? So the numbers, actually last time when I checked it was 1.8 billion and it was at the beginning of the year. So even now, even if we think, okay, Facebook is like dead, because sometimes we think that it's dead, it's still a lot of people joining. Yes, a lot of people joins, like those who join are like over 50 years old. That was a huge change in the last years. So older generation are also open. And yes, definitely the way that we share information on Facebook, that's also changed a lot in the last years. We will talk a little bit about the rankings there. How do you rank there? What is the algorithm there? But of course, I don't have like a clear structure. How does it work? Nobody has, of course. They work on a system. How do they select the information, and how do they rank the information there? But we can see that it's changing. But we can see that definitely the numbers are still high. And what I highlighted here as a benefit, or that's what it wants to represent, is that there are so many different types of people with the different colorful t-shirts. That's what I wanted to represent. So you can find people in all ages, all different interests, different problems. And probably today we're not going to talk about Facebook advertising, but it's really, really easy to target the right person. And did you ever check like what Facebook knows about you? Yeah, do you know how to? I would like to. Should I or no?
Yes.
So, when I'm always surprised, as you know, on Facebook, you only see things that you decided to see. These are called organic reach, or they are paid. So you're not going to see it for other reason. Okay, you decided because you are connected to that post somehow, one of your friends, or you like that page, or because they pay for to show you. And this is the example of a paid advertising, right? Sponsored ad, they show you. And the good thing that you can check here, 1 second, why do you see that ad? Did you ever check that? No? So then we will check, why do I see MailChimp? Well, it's not a surprise. MailChimp is a newsletter service, and as I'm working in digital marketing, it is normal that they want to show me. But just 1 second. So by clicking on those 3 dots, will show up. So another one, but still paid advertising. Okay, so you click on the 3 buttons, and then it shows up. Why am I seeing this? And I recommend to check this, especially when you see like a weird ad or something that does not fit to you, because they say that one reason that I'm seeing this, because they want to reach people interested in journalism and based on activities such as liking pages or clicking on those ads. The other people, because they want to reach people. The other reason, because they want to reach people between 20 and 45 years old who live in the Canary Islands. And that's me. But what you can do is to check actually what Facebook knows about you, and based on the information that you check, what kind of categories are you in. And I'm always surprised in this, because I think there are some things that you would never expect. So first of all, this is not a surprise. Based on the pages that you like and you visited, you had the industry sector, the interests, where you can check what it shows up. And for example, if you think that you are not interested in that topic, you can just click on no thanks, I'm not interested, for example, in jazz music, and then you can delete it. Why does it shows up here that I'm interested in jazz music if actually I was not interested? Well, based on my friend's connection can be, or yeah, because actually I checked an event maybe that was close to me and I was like, okay, let's check it. So you can just delete that. But yeah, you can also check the advertisers that you interacted with. Airbnb, Fiverr, yeah, I did that. And this is, I think, the funny part, or like the creative part. And this is what also you as marketer, when you will use paid advertising, should take care of. Okay, the information that I share about myself and which categories am I. So what they say, I'm away from my family, away from my hometown. I'm interested in business and finance, or working in business and finance and education. Why is this information interesting, especially for like targeting and really targeted messages? Because if Christmas is coming and they show you an ad, for example, well, Christmas is coming, surprise your family, they are like 20% off on the flights. Definitely you will have a different feeling to that than I have. I go home usually once a year. So yeah, you know, Christmas is the period when you really feel like, I think I should go home. But maybe you cannot. But definitely when you see that message, you will have the feeling that they are actually talking to me. And yeah, on the other hand, so this is like the user experience. Okay, this is what you can check. What do they think about you? But this is how marketers should think, okay? Based on all the information that the people provide and put out there, how can I create as targeted messages as possible, right? But yeah, here I think if we would like to go into paid advertising, that would be longer. Martin, you will talk about paid advertising, or?
Yes,
okay.
I will make introduction to that.
Okay.
Tuesday, I think.
So yeah, we will have a little bit more about the paid advertising. But yeah, what I wanted to show you with this example is actually like how targeted it can get Facebook, okay? Nowadays, for example, you cannot, yeah, like you can decide, okay, I don't want just to like target people on the Canary Islands. I want to target people who just arrived to the Canary Islands. That's a huge difference, right? For example, if I'm a car rental company. Good. So yeah, definitely the huge benefit of Facebook is the lot of people there and really targeting options. That's also their negative side, right? The noise that's going out there. Instagram, their numbers are also growing and still growing really fast. Again, like half a year ago, like they still growed like with 100 million. 100 million. And what I wanted to show again with this, the same colors and people there, that it's really about connections, right? And finding the same interest. That's what I highlighted at the beginning when we talked about photography or models, right? It's probably the easiest platform, right? To find a person who are working or interested in the same topics that you are. So they are really focusing on this. They are really engaging. It's almost never happens that you share a picture on Instagram and you get no likes. It can happen on Facebook. But yeah, we will talk a little bit later about their negative side. Definitely they are super mobile and they are not really link friendly. But we will go there. Twitter. Well, here I cannot say that they are growing because in the last quarter they did not grow anything in the numbers. I still believe that depending on the market that you are interested, or maybe the country, I believe that Americans are still using Twitter more often than, let's say, Europeans, right?
Well, their president is.
Yeah, so then...
For example, we Italians as well, we use more, the politicians use Twitter more than any other social media.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to say something, they just post on Twitter.
Yeah. So yeah, this is what also like, that was my first influence from Twitter. It was always about celebrities or like big names talking about there. But yeah, why I use, for example, because it's the fastest option to get information. So even though I say, yeah, like all the social media channels are about right now, what's happening right now, but definitely Twitter is the king in that. So they are actually about the sharing the information, sharing the updates that's going on now. So yeah, if you are on Twitter, you should not share like your content from years ago or like really good tips, but they are not really accurate. So it's about now. And LinkedIn, I was surprised because I did not really check LinkedIn numbers before, but I was interested because of the personal branding. I think LinkedIn can be a really good tool. And I could see that yes, also LinkedIn numbers are growing still. Yeah, I already asked, just hands up, who has LinkedIn profile here? Oh, everyone, okay. So I do recommend it, especially if you want to have like a page where you show your skills, where you show what you do. Yeah, maybe if you're a freelancer, you don't even want to have like your own website. Actually, also on LinkedIn, you can present yourself. It's like an online CV, we know that. And it's also, for example, I get lots of job offers on LinkedIn because, yeah, they are focusing already on the skills that I have. Good.
Also, if I can say something, it's a CV, but also it's important to build connections there, especially if you want to run a business or start a business. As Jan said yesterday, that the business is a game of relationships, and LinkedIn is a great tool to build and strengthen these relationships. Although it's becoming more like a Facebook these days, people start sharing pictures, albums, and a lot of noise, which is not going good direction, but so it's very important, I think, to be in LinkedIn.
I think, and what I could see on LinkedIn profile, for example, definitely like my personal page is definitely working way much better than the company page. So I think somehow the company page, even if we share the same information, yeah, my personal one gets more interactions, of course, because I have more connections, as you highlighted. The pages, it's more like just a profile to have it there and to present it, but it's more difficult to get feedback or like interactions on page. But yeah, personal profiles are working really, really good. And some of the groups there also, just like Facebook, they work really, really good as well.
Yeah. It's interesting that Russian government forbidden LinkedIn last year and we can't use it.
Really?
Well, we can have some extension on our Google, so that allows us to use, but yeah, it's not legal.
Okay. And do you have any other profile like similar to LinkedIn?
No.
Because Germany, for example, you have the Xing, right? Okay, and most of the people are there, I think.
Germany, Xing is number 1. Yeah.
Yeah. After that, maybe that's what I always say to the German students. Especially if they are thinking about international market and they want to like have clients or providers from international market, they should also be on LinkedIn. But yeah, there is Xing. But yeah, I did not know that.
We have our own Facebook.
You have your own Facebook.
Yeah, Contacting. It's called Contacting. It's very popular. It has, I just checked, it has 80 million of users.
Okay.
So not that big, but still.
And do you know only Russian people can use it, or also outsiders?
Some countries from Soviet Union.
Okay.
Kazakhstan, like some countries from Central Asia, but mostly
Ukraine. Because there are like languages you can find all over.
Yeah, I mean other people also can
languages.
use, but it's not popular. But basically, they try to make it more and more popular, and they have a lot of languages. Yeah.
So basically anyone.
But in Ukraine now they also forbidden this.
Okay.
Because of political situation, because it's like Russian website, and they like stopped.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, like that's what, for example, yeah, I don't know, as I don't have a lot of Russian contacts. Yeah, but it's interesting to see these feedbacks, and probably I will like research a little bit. Let's see.
If you have a business in Russia, it's important to have.
Definitely. Yeah, and that will be always with all the social media platforms. Like, yeah, here we highlight the biggest ones, but yeah, depending on your market, also like talking about the Instagram, they are definitely like 90% of the users are still younger than 35. So if you know that you sell some products for, I don't know, like older generation, probably you don't have to be on Instagram. So you always have to check your market, where they are, and based on that, decide that. That would be more about the mentoring process. So if you are interested, if you already want to start building a little bit your brand, that we will check your audience. Okay, what do you know about the audience? Where they are? What do they like to do? What are they afraid of? So yeah, that will be the part where we get more into details in the strategies. And yeah, I will highlight, like, I'm happy to help you with your strategies during the mentoring process, because I don't want to have a seminar about that, because we are on really different levels. Okay, but yeah, it was interesting to know that you are not LinkedIners there. Okay. Yes?
Sorry. What about YouTube? Would you consider that a social media platform?
Yeah, it is a social media platform, definitely. And of course, depending on the product, if you have a lot of video content, I also recommend it to have it. Facebook, for example, they will always appreciate more if you use the video or if you share the video directly on their platform. But yeah, don't forget that actually YouTube is like more like constant, so it's easier to find there like a video. So I would always recommend to use both in this case. Okay, so yeah, if you have video materials, that's also a must.
There are limitations to what you can do with video and Facebook. They don't want you to go outside of the app, even outside of Facebook. For example, 360 videos, it was big with YouTube first, and then Facebook kicked in. And now if you try to put links of 360 videos inside Facebook, it will open up in the Facebook app on your mobile phone, which doesn't have the 360 option. So you have to click open with YouTube app, and then you will be able to see.
Yeah, they're making things more complicated. Okay, I would check. Probably just to sum it up a little bit, here on the Facebook, I wanted to say like a little bit about how Facebook works and what should we post. As we said, Facebook is definitely more about engagement, okay? Like the new currency on Facebook is engagement. When they started, they had the Edge rank, that was like the ranking for them, which meant that they checked like your connections with the different people or followers. They checked the engagement, how the people react to your post, and they checked the timing, like if it's a new post. They still go on with these three factors, but they involved a lot of different things during the time. And definitely, they are more and more focused on valuable content. They don't like hunters, and they are really punishing those posts who are like only there for likes. They appreciate more and more if you catch the attention of the people and you keep it as long as possible. This is also with the live videos. And for example, just the latest update, they will appreciate a reaction more than a like. So what they say, if the people take the time to select the happy face or like the love sign and don't just like your post, that means that they have a stronger connection, a more powerful connection. But again, what does it mean for the marketers? That you have to think like this. Okay, not the number that it counts. You can have like 11,000 followers and nobody interacts with you. So they're not going to consider you as a valuable brand. You should better have like even smaller followers, but valuable, like real connections, people who actually are interested in your product and who engage. But again, you have to teach them, or you have to provoke them to engage, right? With different techniques, like using videos, asking questions, highlighting their fears, giving solutions. So they will also comment, share, and react to your posts. So that's quickly about Facebook. And Instagram, What I wanted to highlight, just one more tip here, is that, the biggest problem with them that they are not link friendly, right? You cannot put their clickable links, only if you pay for them. But there is only one place where you can put your link, which is the bio, right? In your bio, you can have your only link. What I always recommend is to don't have it just like a general link to your homepage, but keep it always changed and updated, especially if you write content. Always put the latest content, right? And share a post regarding to that. So the new article is shared, learn more about ways to do yoga on the road, for example, okay? Because then in this way, you can easily drive the people to your blog and you will drive them to the right place, okay? Why? Because if you promise something to the people, okay, learn about these tips, and then you give them the general link, right? They arrive to your homepage, they will feel like lost. No, this is not the information where I came here. I don't want to invest time to find the right information. So that's always, again, it's going to be always about the communication in social media and like driving traffic from social media. Drive them to the place that you promised them that you're going to drive. Okay, good. So yeah, that's about Instagram. The bio, use the link, use the place, the text where you can present yourself. And yeah, change that link from time to time because it can be really, really useful. That's all, I think. Later, during the mentoring, yeah, as I mentioned, we can talk about a little bit about strategies. We can talk about the tools that I use, actually. We can just do an audit of your actual profile. Feel free to come to me to ask questions.
Do you think, I've heard different things about this, but do you think in general it's better to make sure you cover all these things for your business? Or if you know that your audience is appropriate for maybe one or two of them, you really, really focus in on, let's say you're really good with Instagram and you do Facebook and that's it?
Yeah, I am the second type of person. I believe that it's better to be on less profiles, but really like, choose them like wisely. Why do you choose those profiles? Not because it's more comfortable for you. For example, Instagram is nothing but comfortable for me. So why? Because you cannot post directly from your laptop. So they give you a lot of barriers in the process. So it's not comfortable for me, but I choose it because I know that most of my target is there. So yeah, choose your profiles based on the audience where they are. And yeah, where you are, have a really good presence. That's what I believe. Okay, any other question? No, okay, so just again to sum up a little bit, always, yeah, it's probably like a general thing in marketing, but yeah, think a little bit with the shoes, with the mind of your customer. Why are they there? Again, fears, okay, that's the most important. What is their fear? And then try to give solution for them. And yeah, one more important thing that I would like to share, it's the way of communication, okay? The way how you present your product. Don't talk about the features, talk about benefits. Probably you heard about that, but just an easy example. Apple, when they came up with the iPod, right? It was nothing actually really new because before they also like already were existing tools that were similar, like the MP3 players. But what did they make difference is that they did not say, okay, there is a new product with like 32 gigabytes accessibility. What they said, 1,000 songs in your pocket. Okay, that's what they said. So what the person feels actually, yeah, my problem is always, yeah, to have the right music, to have a variety of music. You know, try to understand their language. Okay, don't forget that they don't have the same knowledge. Probably it can be, especially in the IT sector. Right? They don't have the same knowledge as you have. You might use really special, smart words and they're not going to understand it. So just show them how you make their lives easier. Okay? How you will help them a little bit. And yeah, so that's about the communication here, okay? So always about benefits. How you will solve their problems, how you will help them. And yeah, once you understand why are there, which are their struggles, I think it will make your communication easier and easier. Good. Then thank you for your attention. probably we will have